The stories of resilience, emotions and life path in UFC Fight Night, Bautista vs Oliveira. The next big mixed martial arts event is UFC Fight Night Bautista vs Oliveira. It will happen on February 7th, 2026. The location is Meta Apex in Las Vegas. This event is about more than just a physical fight. It's about human experiences. Some people only look at the rankings. They look at the technical numbers, but the real meaning of this event is in the stories of the fighters. Many people do not watch this sport often. For them, the stories are important. These stories help them understand the fighters. The fighters come from many places. Some come from refugee camps in Pakistan. Some come from dangerous streets in Baghdad. Others come from autoglass shops in Nevada or basketball courts in the Midwest. These fighters show great resilience. Their strength goes beyond the cage. The quiet worker, Mario Bautista's path of hard work. Mario Alberto Bautista was born on July 1st, 1993. He was born in a small desert town called Winnemucca, Nevada. He represents the spirit of the working class. He is in the bantamweight division. His early life was not about being famous. It was about quiet work. He worked as an autoglass installer. This job is a big part of who he is. Installing glass in cars is hard. It requires you to focus very hard. You need a steady hand. You must understand the glass. One small crack can ruin hours of work. Bautista used this patience in mixed martial arts. He started wrestling when he was 14 years old. Bautista's career changed when he moved. He moved from Nevada to Arizona. He joined a gym called the MMA Lab. His teacher was John Crouch. In the early years at the lab, Bautista struggled. He said he was at the bottom. He was not as good as the other fighters, but he had a big reason to improve. He calls his motivation his hero. His hero is his baby girl. Bautista changed from the part-time worker to a full-time fighter. He did this for his daughter. He needed to make a safe future for her. The cage became the way to protect his family. His story became very emotional during his winning streak. He won 8 fights in a row. He beat very good fighters. He beat Ricky Simon, Pachi Mix. He also beat a famous Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo is a true legend of this sport. His win over Aldo in October 2024 was important. It showed that the quiet worker could be a legend. Bautista lost a fight recently to Umar Nurmagomedov in late 2025, but now he returns to the main event. He will fight Vinicius Oliveira, the fast hunter, Vinicius Oliveira, and the Lok Dog spirit. Vinicius Oliveira has a nickname. It's a Lok Dog. He is very different from Bautista. Bautista is calm. Oliveira is full of energy. Oliveira's story starts in Brazil. He fought in local MMA events there. He started in 2015. His nickname shows his style. He fights with urgency. He acts like he's desperate. This shows the pressure on Brazilian fighters. They see the UFC as their only escape. They want to escape from being poor. The flying knee and moving up. Oliveira entered the UFC with a big moment. He knocked out Bernardo Sopaj with a flying knee. It was amazing to watch. It showed his power. This move explains the Lok Dog style. It is high risk, but the reward is high. He always moves forward. He finishes 89% of his fights. This means he stops the fight before the end. He doesn't want the judges to decide. This reflects his life. He had to take every chance he got. He used his strong will. Now he faces Bautista. Oliveira represents the young version of the top fighters. He has no limits. He is a symbol of the future. The Prince of Baghdad, Amir Albazi's journey from danger to success. Amir Albazi has a very deep life story. It's about surviving politics and war. He was born in Baghdad, Iraq. His birthday is October 27, 1993. His early years were hard. His country was under attack. The most scary moment happened when he was 7. His family had to run away from Baghdad. They left in the middle of the night. They wanted to escape the violence. They escaped to Syria. In Syria, Albazi met his father. He had not seen his father since he was a baby. They met while they were refugees. Struggles in Sweden and finding peace. After 18 months in Syria, the family moved again. They went to Sweden. They lived in a place called Bredang in Stockholm. Many immigrants and refugees lived there. Albazi tried to fit in, but it was hard. Refugees often feel alone. This can make them angry. For Albazi, this led to street fighting. He joined gangs when he was a teenager, but then he saved himself. He saw an old UFC fight on TV. He saw the discipline in this sport. It gave him a good place for his energy. He looked for the cheapest MMA gym the next day. This was a practical step. Later he went to London. He even got a degree in sports science from university. His return to cage is very emotional. He will fight Kyoji Horiguchi. Albazi had medical problems recently. In 2023, he had heart surgery. In 2024, he had spinal surgery. These were huge physical tests. His life has been full of narrow escapes. For Albazi, this fight is part of a long journey. The journey began in a taxi leaving Baghdad. He wants to be the first Arab UFC champion. He wants to go back to Iraq. He wants to help the sport there. He believes the sport saved his life. The warrior tradition, Kyoji Horiguchi, and the memory of a kid Yamamoto. Amir Albazi will fight Kyoji Horiguchi. Horiguchi's story is about Japanese martial arts. It's about Bushido. This means the way of the warrior. Horiguchi has a strong emotional core. He is connected to his teacher. His teacher was the famous Norifumi Kid Yamamoto. Yamamoto trained him at the Crazy Bee Gym. He was Horiguchi's main inspiration. Yamamoto was small, but he knocked out big opponents. Horiguchi saw this. He learned that skill and spirit are stronger than size. Yamamoto passed away. This was very sad for Horiguchi. Now Horiguchi carries the expectations of Japanese MMA. He follows his mentor's footsteps, the champion's pain and the knee injury. Horiguchi has had a special career. He fought in groups all over the world. He held world titles in 2 groups at the same time. He was the champion in Rizin and Bellator. This was a great achievement. But then something bad happened in 2019. He had a terrible knee injury. He broke his ACL. He had to give up both belts. He didn't lose them in a fight. He lost them because of surgery. This was very hard mentally. He spent years recovering. He returned to UFC in late 2025. He won against Tagir Ulanbekov. This showed he was back. He is coming home to the UFC. He first became famous there. Against Albazi, Horiguchi is fighting for more than a rank. He is fighting for the memory of the man who taught him. Malhadinho, the family will of Jailton Almeida. In the heavyweight division there is Jailton Jesus Almeida Jr. He is known as Malhadinho. His story is about family and poverty. He is from Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. His nickname comes from his father. His father's nickname was Malhado. This means buff or strong. For Jailton, the name is a reminder. It reminds him of the strength of his family. His father and uncle were boxers. His father was a champion in Brazil. Jailton believes the fighting is in his blood, the discipline of a car washer. Almeida comes from an athletic family, but he had to work hard jobs. He worked as a security guard. He also washed cars. He did this to pay for his training. This shows he is humble. He works very hard. A big moment happened in 2017. He was knocked out in only 16 seconds, but he did not quit. This loss helped him. It opened his mind. He focused on his dreams again. After that, he won many fights. He proved his dedication. He became strong on the streets of Salvador. Almeida is very good at grappling. He wins fights quickly. This is a tribute to his hard work. He never stopped his goals, even when he was washing cars. The guard from Dagestan, Rivzan Kuniev. Rivzan represents the wrestling culture of Dagestan, Russia. His story is about patience. He was a strong fighter in the PFL. Now he is in the UFC. People expect a lot from Dagestani fighters. They are seen as the best wrestlers. His debut was delayed many times. His first opponent got sick, so Kuniev is in a hurry to fight. He will fight Jailton Almeida. This is a battle of 2 styles. It is a technical wrestling of Russia versus the athletic style of Brazil. The working middleweights, Michal Oleksiejczuk and Marc-Andre Barrio. There is a middleweight fight. It's between Michal Oleksiejczuk and Marc-Andre Barrio. These 2 fighters are like workers. They are essential to the sport. Oleksiejczuk fights from Poland. He comes from a place with many mines and factories. His training is like a community. He says, "My camp is like my family. When one fights, we all fight." He is very tough. This is Polish fighting spirit. His opponent is Marc-Andre Barrio. He also represents the blue-collar veteran. For the fans, this match shows grit. It is hard to stay in the UFC. Both men work very hard. They fight through pain and injury. They want to keep their jobs in the best promotion. The Venezuelan story, Jin Matsumoto and the tragedy at home. Jin Matsumoto adds sadness to the bantamweight division. He competes for Brazil, but he is connected to Venezuela. His nickname is the Venezuelan Vixen. His mentor gave him this name. It honors his father's family. His story has a shadow. His family home collapsed. His family ran away from the dictatorship in Venezuela. They were told never to return. The country was in chaos. His relatives suffered real hardship and fear. This gives Matsumoto a strong drive. It's not just about winning. It's about representing people who lost their homes. He wants to save a culture that has suffered a lot. The boys from Shamshato, the Basharat brothers. Javid and Farid Basharat are on the card. They are brothers and their story is amazing. They were born in Afghanistan. The early years were about finding safety. They lived in Shamshato refugee camp in Pakistan. There was not enough water and food. Javid says this made them very resilient. They moved to England as refugees. They went from trying to survive to being excellent athletes. Fighting intelligence as survival. Javid Basharat is known as a smart fighter. This comes from his background. When you grow up in the danger, you learn to adapt. You learn to look for threats. You figure things out quickly. This saves your life. The Basharat brothers use this instinct in their job. One of the brothers is still undefeated. The other lost 2 in a row. Every fight is a tribute to their journey. They went from 2 boys from Shamshato camp to world athletes. Fans can see the power of brothers. They can see the success of the refugee spirit. The long journey. Dustin Jacoby's redemption. Dustin the Hanyak Jacoby has a story of not giving up. It spans 15 years. The UFC cut him in 2012. He lost 2 fights. He was gone for 8 years. He became a kickboxer. He was one of the best in the world. He fought for the title. He came back to the UFC in 2020. This was emotional. It showed that his first failure was not the end. It was just the start, the pain and the mind. Jacoby's story shows the physical cost of fighting. Other older fighters have neck pain and mental struggles. Jacoby faces this too. But he stays positive. He sees the glass half full. He uses his striking skills. He has knocked out many people in his second time in the UFC. He will fight Julius Walker. Jacoby is the veteran. His story is about redemption. He is the man who refused to stay away. From basketball to fighting, Julius Walker's bold debut. Julius Juicy Box Walker is the final story. He represents the modern athlete. He was a great basketball player at Drury University. He set a scoring record in high school. He was an all-state athlete in basketball and soccer. But he loved fighting. He watched Nick Diaz when he was a child. His fighting style is fluid. He moves like a basketball player. Walker entered the UFC very quickly. He took a fight on 10 days notice. He fought Alonzo Manifield but lost. He finally got his first win against Rafael Kerquiera. Now he will fight a dangerous and experienced veteran Dustin Jacoby. In conclusion, this event is more than a sport. It's a mix of stories. Now I hope the viewers understand their feelings. They become part of the drama. Every punch tells a story of overcoming hard things. When the fighters step in the cage, they are not alone. They carry their heroes and families with them. They prove that their story is their strongest weapon. If you are still watching, please subscribe to the channel.